I always thought love was enough, but honestly, it's not.
But here are some key points to that's helped us and that maybe help you. Choosing each other daily.
We do choose each other daily.
We do. I think making sure that you're creating gestures for each other, like I respect you, intentional gestures. I choose you every day. I hear you. I want you. People need to hear that. And I need to hear that. You need to hear that.
I do. We do a really good job on reassuring each other every day. Every day. I see you. I'm here for you. I hear you. I love you. I'm loyal to you. I care for you.
That's important, especially in love. You never know how much you need that reassurance and those gestures until you actually hear it.
Yeah. Like I told you lately, that reassurance has really made a difference for me. It's really helped fix a lot of, I'm going to say, broken parts of where I was in the past relationship and unhealed parts of me. As you reassure me, I didn't realize how much I actually needed that.
And vice versa. I've never really thought I needed the reassurance, but I really do. And like I told you the other day, I need reassurance today. So making sure that you're communicating that on those hard days or just on days you just want to feel a little bit extra. It's okay to feel extra.
I was so pumped that you even told me that you needed that reassurance. It's been a long journey and getting to that point of opening up and being more vulnerable in the relationship and saying, this is really what I need.
I
And
think that's what I understand. I think I was falling short on that. Like not just for myself. Well, really for myself. I was falling short on that. I do need that. I do want that. It feels nice.
it does. And I mean, really, I didn't recognize or realize how much I needed it until you started doing it more often, especially when I told you, hey, I've got some insecurities on certain things. And you just took the reins, you took the lead and just backed me up on that. And I loved it. And now that you're kind of seeing those reassurances for yourself, I think you see how much you need them too.
Yeah. I mean, and just that I'm here to support you and I'm here to let you know I care. I care every day, every minute, every second. And I want you to feel needed, wanted, that I'm here to communicate with you to make you feel loyal, supported, that I love you. Love you.
Yeah. That was cute. But, one of the things we do is we really do start the day off telling each other that we choose each other every single day. And I think that is very powerful. We look at each other in the eye and I tell you, I choose you. And that's how I start my day because there's so much noise in this world. And I want you to be seen and heard first thing in the morning. And really, that sets my mind up for this is my person. This is who I'm choosing today, no matter what happens through the day, what stress comes, traffic, job, work, whatever. I choose you at the very first thing in the day.
And that's super important. I think a lot of people and can relate that you sometimes you get into the mode of I'm going to wake up and do this and I need to start my day doing this this and this and you really forget that I need to tell my person who I'm waking up next to who I love dearly that I'm here for you. I'm here. I choose you first thing in the morning. Beyond everything, beyond all the noise, beyond everything that I'm doing daily, I choose you today and I love you. And that's so important to hear, and a lot of people just get into a routine.
I think that's what it is. It's routine, right? I mean, we're stressed out with work and everything else, all the daily mundane stuff that you do. You wake up, get out of bed, and ugh, I got to do this all over
Yeah.
again. Let me go make breakfast, get the coffee, take a shower, get ready for work. But just pause,
Yeah,
take a moment, and tell your spouse, I love you. I choose you today. Start your day off with something new.
and I think also those little gestures. I'm gonna honestly say, and I say this over and over to you, I love when you kiss me on the forehead. I love when you kiss me on the nose first thing in the morning. Those little gestures, even without any words, are so important to me.
Just love looking at you. Love looking at you, making the eye contact like we're doing right now.
Mhm. Because that's important. You look into somebody's eyes and you feel that deep connected love.
Mhm.
And that's what you should do first thing in the morning, throughout the day if you can.
Absolutely. It's ignoring the noise. And the noise isn't just the radio, it's your social media. So many people just grab their phone first thing in the morning to look at what's going on. Noise is also your friends. Noise is your coworkers. Noise is just society. There's so many people telling you different messages. And if you get caught up in the noise of just the hustle bustle daily craziness, you really do lose sight of what's important at home and what's right in front of you at home. And, I've said it in multiple episodes. Social media is just, it's great if you know how to have boundaries with it.
Yeah.
But I think we see so much stuff on social media with, oh, well, I can have this better life with this person, or this person just has a better life than me, or that person's more attractive. That is all noise.
Yeah. It's social media is created to show you the happy, show you what's greener on the other side. And people forget what's actual greener in your own life, what's important, what's valued in your own life. And it makes you forget that. So if first thing in the morning you're just grabbing your phone and your first thing you go to is social media or your friend's text or an email, that's you're creating noise for yourself and you're creating not only disrespect for your partner, but just you're losing sight of what the real value is. And if you just let that go for just an hour, 30 minutes, first thing in the morning, just to tell your partner, your kids, your family, you love them, I appreciate you, and then go about your day with whatever, that's fine. But use social media wisely. It's not created to make you feel happy. Like it makes you feel happy in the moment, but it's definitely created for other purposes.
Absolutely. And I think to that point too, we get caught up in all those things that you just said in social media and acknowledging your spouse, your person right off the bat. That acknowledgement makes them feel better. That acknowledgement sets your mind up to make you feel better right off the bat. But not only that, like you're again going back to choosing that person, you're constantly letting them know, but you're constantly letting your brain know, this is the person I fell in love with.
Mhm.
And to take that, like you said, maybe 30 minutes and acknowledge your partner first thing in the morning, it's just you're reminding yourself of why you fell in love every single day.
It also sets the tone for the day.
It does.
I think if you just go into a rush, your rest of your day is going to be in a rush.
Hmm.
But if you set the tone in a nice, calming manner and in love and in presence and in kindness and emotion, that day is going to go so much better.
It really is.
Mm.
You're absolutely right. Like taking that pause and just reflecting, like, all right, instead of jumping out of bed, oh my God, I'm late.
Yeah.
Just taking that moment is so powerful.
I mean, if you're late, you're late. You're already going to be late. Just,
What's a few more minutes?
yeah.
And it's true. It creates an intimacy deeper than just sex,
Yeah.
right? Like intimacy is not just the physical. It is physical touch. It's
Hmm.
a form of intimacy. But I think when we talk about intimacy, we really think it's just having sex. But it's really not. It technically is everything that leads up to sex. Intimacy is that emotional value that you provide each other. The emotional is sharing feelings, caring for vulnerabilities. And we talk about our feelings and what makes us vulnerable. We talk about pain points. We talk about past traumas and insecurities. We talk about those all the time. Again, going back to reassurances, but those are still a form of intimacy, that emotional. We talk about intellectual things. We share ideas all the time. We share our thoughts. We have some solid conversations, which is why we started this podcast, really.
It is really why we started this podcast. We were like, hey, we can talk about this and hopefully help other people with their relationship and navigating their life and navigating a good, emotional, connected relationship.
Yeah, having a solid relationship. I mean, we had rough relationships in the past, and this one is very different. We connect on so many different levels. We have similar hobbies. We're trying different things all the time. We're traveling. We even talk about our values and our perceptions are based on what we've lived through. And the more we talk about our past, and it doesn't mean we're getting like really deep on certain past things, but we talk about events in our childhood that have shaped us. We talk about life experiences that we've had that were traumatic or that were really exciting and really happy. But these are those connections that really bring us together, like, that shapes your perception of the world, and
And
yeah,
that's built our relationship
it has because we have very similar values based on what we've been through.
and lessons and learned qualities that we want for ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for each other. Like, I really think that we came into our relationship knowing, like you stated, our values, our
Yeah,
boundaries,
for sure.
what we want. And we shared that right off the bat.
We have, but at the same time too, we don't know each other's past.
Hmm.
I don't know what you've lived through
Yeah.
as a kid and teenager, young adult, but as we share those, see how many similarities we have and how we connect with those things. I mean, we were having a conversation last night about childhood, and you brought up something that really hit home, and hit home because I felt for you, but I had also felt that too.
Yeah, we both, when we share each other's past and we share each other's traumas and we share each other's just things that we weren't happy with in our life, we connect in that way. I know everybody's not going to connect in their traumas and their past life, but if you can have that relationship to where you can open up and feel not judged, or that my person is just going to ignore me and not hear me, then that's where you shut down and you don't continue to talk about those things. We're continuing to talk to those things about those things and work through them together and understand each other way better. Where we come from, why we do the things that we do.
Yeah, and I think that's a solid point too, like you said, not judging each other, and technically we judge each other because we have insecurities within ourselves, and you may say something or I may say something that might make us feel uncomfortable. But again, that's an insecurity that I have or that you have. However, I've also found that when we do talk about these things that are uncomfortable, the more we talk about it and the more we break it down and the more we understand each other, all of a sudden that insecurity goes away.
Yeah, and it just makes us want to open up even more.
Mhm.
And that's fantastic. If you can open up about all those things in your life, you're going to connect a lot more with your partner.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, right? We're navigating life together
Literally, every day we're
every
trying
day.
to figure this out, and there's so many moving parts to everybody's lives.
Mhm.
But for us, as we've said, there's 5 kids. That's a lot of moving parts,
Yeah,
all different ages, different careers, different aspirations, although most of our aspirations we're really pushing together, which I love.
we are.
Absolutely love.
We're definitely putting everything together, which is what we, nice. Well, what we should be doing. We're coming together as one. Our families are coming together.
Yeah, we're a team. We're in this together. We're for each other, and really we're making this feel so much more intentional.
Mhm.
If I look at my first marriage, I can't say that it wasn't entirely intentional, but I was a kid.
Mhm. And I was a kid too. Just
Yeah.
went straight into it thinking love was going to conquer all. Mm. Did it? No.
No.
Communication, emotional connection, values, all that makes the connection better. That's what makes our intentional acts with each other way better.
And it's hard when you get married young, which is not a bad thing. It's nice because you have that relationship, but there's also a lot of life that needs to be lived, and you don't entirely know what you want. You're still trying to figure out yourself when you're young. I know I was, and really once I got divorced, I sat I sat in the dark and just really figured out, who am I now?
Mhm.
What are the things that I love? And I figured it out way more as an adult than when first got married. And not to say that, again, that was a bad thing,
Yeah.
because it gave me such valuable lessons. But this second time around, we're way more intentional. Like you said, we started the relationship off. Here's my boundaries. Here's my non negotiables.
Mhm.
But it took life experience and it took time for us to figure those things out.
It took that first marriage to figure those things out. And not to say everybody's going to not figure it out when they first get married, whether they're young, but if you can navigate communication, if you can navigate handling stress together, if you can navigate accepting imperfections in each other and protecting your relationship, that is how you're going to navigate a good marriage. And I think with the first one, obviously, that was never navigated, that was never communicated, that was never approached. Having that false reality that love really can't conquer all. Everybody can go into a marriage and do all those things. You never have to have a failed marriage to do all those things,
Right.
but you can definitely go into it the first time and do those things. But if you don't establish that in the beginning, it's going to be way harder to establish that later on.
Yeah. And as we're saying, love is not going to get you through life.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, having that communication, having those boundaries, having literally everything that we just talked about, intimacy,
Hmm.
that is the love that's going to carry you through. Not just saying, "Oh, I love you," and that's so cute. Gosh, what was yesterday's too? We had that conversation too of just how people, why do you love him or why do you love her? Oh, because they make me laugh, or oh, because they're cute,
Or they're cool.
they're
I
cool.
can hang out with them. That's more like your friend than
Right.
your lover. Like,
Your friend's cool.
yeah. I mean, you asked me that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I did.
Why do you love me? And I took everything that I deeply felt about you and deeply wanted to tell you into that whole conversation. At the end of the day, that was what you need to communicate why you love somebody. I love you because you make me feel seen. I love you because I can act silly around you. I love you because we're connected. I can communicate with you. And those are reasons to love somebody, not, oh, you're cool. I think you're great. You have great eyes, or you're good in bed. No, that's not going to help. That's not going to do it. So
No.
figure out what you really love in somebody. That's going to do that. And if you can have that hard conversation of why you love somebody,
Mhm.
your relationship's going to go far.
And that takes time, and that takes connection, and that takes really opening up and letting yourself go and just breaking down those barriers. I know that both of us were very, not standoffish, but we were holding back a little bit in the beginning
You
to a
say
degree.
we're like protecting ourselves, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I can say I was very like, oh, I'm going to protect my emotions. I'm going to protect this and that. And, we really broke down that wall by really making ourselves valuable vulnerable, not valuable. We are
We
valuable,
are valuable.
but vulnerable with each other. That, that was it. That's what broke the wall down.
And like I told you this morning, loving you as much as I love you is the greatest feeling in the world. But it's also really hard, really scary because I've never loved somebody the way I love you.
And I appreciate you telling me that. I really do.
Means I still got room to work on, but that's okay.
We all have room to work on things
That's why we're here every day working on them.
and every day choosing each other.
And I choose you.
And I choose you. Now let's go on to how do we nurture intimacy in our relationship? I can say for me, the way you listen to me, the way you just put your full attention into everything I tell you. No rebuttals, no replies, no opinions. Just sit and listen to me.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that. I never had anybody that just listened to me. Nobody.
I want you to feel heard. And I want to hear you. There's a difference. I can listen or I can hear you. Listening is just There's some background noise, maybe your Charlie Brown mom. Wah, 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 wah.
Or you're thinking of, "What am I gonna say in response to whatever this person's saying?"
That's exactly right.
A lot of people do that.
Oh, yeah, they think of their next response is actually hear the person.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
No, and you could probably come up with a better response if they want it. If they don't want it, just listen. Just be that person that's actively listening to what they have to say.
There's power in pause.
There is. And in those pauses, you make me feel valued. You make me feel heard. You make me feel seen. And I absolutely love that about you. Never had that in my past relationship. I was very scared of being vulnerable with somebody. They used it against me.
Relationship.
Not a relationship. It really was. Now, also navigating our or nurturing our intimacy is daily touch. You can definitely not even talk and have that touch that just says, I love you. I'm compassionate about you. I'm emotionally inclined with you. I'm in tune. That touch says it all.
Mhm.
You know, those little touches on the face or those kisses, the way you hug me.
Holding hands.
Oh, you love the whole I love we're gonna say this. You can put your hand out and I'm ready to swoop in like a magnet. It's great.
I open my hand like Thor, and she's my hammer. She comes right into it. I love it.
And I love it. I'm like, "Oh my god, please. Open your hand. I just wanna hold you." It's that connection. Those little gestures, those little things make me feel amazing. Your Thor hammer. Yeah. Let's see. We also have a lot of shared experiences, new experiences that we do together. You know, like we've said previously, paddleboarding, hiking, trips, all those things will keep your intimacy more connected. Like we said, intimacy is not just sexual.
I mean, really takeaways on this. I think start with choosing your partner every single day. Really, I choose you. We tell each other we choose each other every day. And, pause. Pause in the morning and tell your partner that you love them, you choose them, and find something that you appreciate of them every single day.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in a funk right now in your relationship, again, there's power in pause. Think about why you fell in love with your partner. Think about one good thing every day because you need to rewire your brain, rewire your train of thought as to why you actually are with this person. Why do
Yeah.
you care about this person?
Yeah.
And that will help you choose that person every single day.
And that'll help you prioritize your relationship, your love. If you just take those pauses are very important. We take them all the time, and I'll advise you guys, please take that pause, because then your partner's not gonna feel loved, they're gonna feel forgot about, they'll shut down. You'll lose sight of what you really came together for.
Yeah. And I think it builds resentment too when you don't speak up.
Yeah, it definitely can build resentment. Then there's anger, and then there's something else that you guys have going off, and that's not okay.
Exactly.
So
And, and again, another takeaway is nurture that intimacy that you have. Remember that it's not just the sex. Intimacy is all forms. Have those deep conversations. The hard thing is the right thing. Make sure you have those hard conversations. Make sure that you touch. Make sure that you talk about what your future looks like together. Even if you've been together for 10, 20
mhm,
years, you still have a future together.
yeah.
Talk about what that looks like. That is an intimate moment.
We have tons of those moments. And I think reevaluating those, you can say one thing, oh, I see us doing this in 5 years, but that can change if you just keep communicating those
Mhm.
things that you see each other in those lifetimes. We're going to be together a lifetime, and we need to talk to each other about our 5 year plan, our 2 year plan, our 2 month plan next week.
I think that's a good point too, is just because you've asked a question once doesn't mean you can't ask it 10 more
Mhm.
times. Your goals are going to change. You are going to grow as a couple, but you're also growing as individuals. And your experiences are again going to change your perception of the world and who you are. So you need to continue to keep learning about each other.
Yeah. There's still a lot to learn.
Your favorite color could change.
Mhm.
Those basic questions, everything, keep asking it over and over and over again.
Yeah, one day I might not like soy milk or almond milk, and Imma change. If you don't keep asking, how are you gonna know?
Dead with you. But as always, you guys, if you have any questions, please reach out. If you need advice, we're happy to provide what we have learned directly. So, like, subscribe. I'm going to say all the things.
Comment, ask questions. Please ask us questions. We would love to answer questions.
Absolutely. So, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.